Go down to the description box right now to hear more Malcolm, less Martin, my man Rez featuring Conway the Machine in its entirety in the description box right now exclusively on iTunes. Don't wait. Hit the button right now. Let's go.
Welcome to another episode of the Uncensored Truth Podcast. I'm your brother, O God, from Hip Hop News Uncensored. And sitting across from me is my co-host.
What it do? What's good? It's your brother Sam and Viral Hip Hop News. You're in a building with the best, baby. Another episode of the Uncensored Truth Podcast. Oh God, what's good, my brother?
What up? What up? It's the boys in the building. You rocking with the best, the Uncensored Truth Podcast, man. Just want to say peace and blessings to everybody that's listening, no matter what platform you're listening on, because we're on every single platform right now. We want to say we appreciate every listen. We want to jump, right into this one, Sam, man, because we got a dynamic interview coming up today. Well, earlier today, the news came out that Jussie Smollett, pretty much all charges were dropped against him. I'm gonna play a quick clip right here from Chicago Superintendent Eddie Johnson. Then we're going to talk a little bit about him pretty much being cleared of all these charges.
Sure.
Here we go.
I'm sure we all know what occurred this morning. My personal opinion is that you all know where I stand on this. Do I think justice was served? No. Where do I think justice is? I think this city is still owed an apology. I've heard that they wanted their day in court with TV cameras so America could know the truth, and though they chose to hide behind secrecy and broker a deal to circumvent the judicial system. My job as a police officer is to investigate an incident, gather evidence, gather the facts, and present them to the state's attorney. That's what we did. I stand behind the detective's investigation.
Okay, so that's just a small, he had Rahm Emanuel came out. He was disgusted. The city officials are disgusted pretty much because the situation and, happened. Obviously, it was a lot of evidence. For whatever reason, this case was dropped.
Right.
He walks free, and he's still, in the media pretty much, kind of rubbing it in their face. Sam, man, what are your thoughts about this when you first heard this? Because, initially we talked about him facing up to 70 years in prison, and we kind of, were worried. But now he walks free. What's your thoughts on that?
My thoughts are the crime, and I'm sending you something right now. That's Jussie Smollett actually speaking on this as I speak. The crime obviously didn't equate to the time, or the time didn't equate to the crime. Now, we all thought, and when it initially came out, the story was really, really weird. Him going to a subway at 2 a.m., being noosed, being beat up, hearing MAGA, all the shit that we heard. And then all the news comes out where eventually he was lying. Now, I don't think by him being vindicated or acquitted of all charges that necessarily says that he's telling the truth.
Not at all.
I still think he was fucking lying.
Right.
I still think them brothers were involved. They got them on camera doing various things. That thing was set up. Now, does that deserve jail time? One could argue. I really don't think so. Public embarrassment, absolutely. Maybe a loss of your job, probably, yeah. But to lose time on your life because of what you did, nah, not necessarily. And then we heard 71 years, which was ridiculous.
Right.
So for him to be acquitted, it doesn't surprise me necessarily, but by no means should we think that this is him being innocent.
Right. And I think that's the narrative that a lot of people are, trying to run with. But I'm going to play a clip right now just coming in from Jussie Smollett, him talking after he was acquitted today.
First of all, I want to thank my family, my friends, the incredible people of Chicago and all over the country and the world who have prayed for me, who have supported me, who've shown me so much love. No one will ever know how much that has meant to me, and I will forever be grateful. I want you to know that not for a moment was it in vain. I've been truthful and consistent on every single level since day one. I would not be my mother's son if I was capable of one drop of what I've been accused of. This has been an incredibly difficult time, honestly one of the worst of my entire life. But I am a man of faith, and I'm a man that has knowledge of my history, and I would not bring my family, our lives, or the movement through a fire like this.
So that's a portion of what Jussie Smollett said, once again, after, getting the news like we all got today. Sam, man, this victim role here, how do you feel about, this? Because we know that there was substantial evidence against him, obviously. And this is what the police department and the city is mad about right now. But he found a way to kind of walk away from this. What do you think about his statement?
I think he's full of shit. And man, now,
Right.
now let's not separate, or let's separate the two. Do I think he deserved jail time? No. Do I think he's full of shit? Absolutely. Now, I see a lot of people in social media, they're going, well, a lot of people put blame on this brother. They tried to play that role. But you are negating the fact that he has two brothers and threw them under the bus fucking completely, because he paid for them to do this. He paid for them to orchestrate this attack. Then he tried to throw them under the bus once they came out. They didn't want to have them. They didn't want to be sitting in jail, so they told the truth. And now, again, by you making this statement, throw them under the bus. But we've seen on camera with our fucking eyes them buying the things that you said were allegedly done.
Yeah, it's selfish. It's selfish of him, you know, and to play this whole victim role. I 100%. Agree, with you, for him to even try to do this. And it is what it is. I see a lot of people putting a lot of comments, all over the internet, pretty much saying that, what I mean, they don't know, what's going on, with this whole situation. And they think he's innocent of this whole thing, whatever, what I mean? We see clearly, what it is in this particular situation. And that kind of is what it is, man. Definitely surprised, though, that he walked away scot-free. But I remember what I initially said, though, I was like, I don't think, even though they're talking about 64 years, I don't think that he's gonna really, it's not that serious of a crime. Nobody was really hurt. It was just kind of like lying to the police. Yeah. All those type of things like that. They kind of trumped all that stuff up. So I don't know, man. Whatever. I mean, the dude to me is a sucker, man. That's gotta be real.
What he should be guilty of, and what he should have to do, is publicly apologize and admit his wrongdoing, because he still is completely naive to the fact that he did some fucking wrong. Right. And you a piece of shit for that, man.
He's gonna have to do, I mean, it is what it is. I mean, he walked off. He's going to continue to play this role, obviously, and walk this. He is. I mean,
it's 2019, the year of the victim. I can't stand it.
I mean,
so corny, man.
Yeah.
You see, going back to Empire, if you care. I mean, I personally don't care. I don't watch the show.
Well, a lot of people were saying that the ratings were tanking, and it was almost, even threatening that the show might be altogether done. He maybe now at this point, I think it'll definitely, him being acquitted of this, clearing his record is definitely going to help him in a lot of instances. Definitely would have hurt him if he was convicted. So, he could play the victim role, try to get back in there. Obviously, now you got book deals, you got interviews now. Yeah, so you got, money's going to come in, revenue's coming in at this point. You may get a gig out of it at this point.
I'm going to say this. He's going to come back to Empire, because Lee Daniels is going to bring him back to Empire, because Lee Daniels was involved in this whole ordeal to begin with. He is not innocent of the situation. He knew everything that was going on, and he'll be back with his buddy real soon. And I don't know having any side information. That was just my gut feeling when this shit came out. I said Lee Daniels has something to do with it then. I still feel like he does. He'll have his job back.
Yeah, all this could have been one big publicity stunt for all we know.
Maybe.
That kind of is what it is, though. But yeah, man, Jussie Smollett walking away today. The headlines all over the place. You heard it here on the Uncensored Truth podcast with your brother, Oh God, and Sam, man. We going in today. If you're listening to this on YouTube, y'all know what I need y'all to do. Go ahead and hit the like button and share this video. Now, Sam, man, we talked about it yesterday. We didn't officially upload it and put it out in the public, but we talked about Cardi B in an old video that we now found out was from 3 years ago, where Cardi B is pretty much talking about her time living in the street, that she pretty much, drug men, set them up to get robbed and all that type of stuff. Well, Cardi B, people that'll be listening to this probably tomorrow morning on Spotify, iTunes, even on YouTube. Today you're going to be seeing it today. We're going to interview two members of the Jackson family, Taj Jackson, and the other young lady. It's going to be explosive because they would deny some interviews on Good Morning America and some other, major media platforms. So we got that exclusively. Like I said, if you're listening to this on Tuesday morning, we're going to be interviewing them later today. So that'll be available Wednesday. We'll be dropping that on all platforms. So,
that'll be on fire, man. Definitely. We can't wait for that. Taj Jackson and Brandy Jackson. That'll be the son of Tito Jackson and the daughter of Jackie Jackson. That should be electrifying. And that's thanks to y'all, man. That's thanks to the people on Twitter, on social media, who throughout our commentary on Michael Jackson and this whole ordeal have been really getting our content back to them and really supporting it. And the people wanted us to interview them, and now we're going to interview them. Brandy Jackson, Taj Jackson, tomorrow. Good morning to the people listening right now. Later on this afternoon, should be electrifying, man. We're looking forward to it.
Yes, sir. But that's another episode of the Uncensored Truth podcast. No matter where you're listening to, just please, the only thing we ask you to do, if you enjoy the content, just to share this one other person, man, whether it be on your Facebook timeline, or if you can just go ahead and text it to a person, let them know to listen to the Uncensored Truth podcast. I'm God, that's Sam man. And you're listening to Riz 609. Also, make sure you go download his music on iTunes. That's pretty much all I got, Sam man.
Yeah, man, indeed. Keep moving, keep striving, keep believing. Another episode in the books. We will see you tomorrow evening.
Yeah.
For that explosive interview, man. We're out of here. We blessed. We love y'all. Peace.